Hello and welcome to Genesis Academy's 2016 Kindergarten Promotion and 6th Grade Graduation Exercises. Today's commencement exercises marks the completion of Genesis' 10th year of operation, and so our graduates share in a most important moment in our history. Before I say anything else, I must express my deepest gratitude to God for keeping the Genesis ship afloat and on course over the past decade. I give thanks to God for the great things He has done. Now you will meet our graduates in short order, but here's what happened at Genesis this year. The summer months of July and August are the official start of the school year at Genesis, and during these months we focus on maintenance and the aesthetics of the school. The beginning of this year was particularly busy as we took on a number of major projects.
Down our membrane classroom. Our membrane here.
Genesis continues its growth in academics, and we continue the challenge of providing the best teachers, curriculum, and approaches available in education. At the Commonwealth Educators Ministers Conference recently hosted in the Bahamas, we were pleased to discover that the top 2 performing Commonwealth nations were using an online blended curriculum, very similar to ours. The blended curriculum approach was introduced in the high school, and we are already seeing the benefits. Thanks to the research efforts of Mrs. Knowles, the high school coordinator, Genesis has adopted this cutting-edge approach to learning, and we have upgraded our technology to fully benefit from what has become available in the world of education. The word parade was introduced at Genesis 9 years ago and has remained the flagship celebration of the Language Arts Department. In celebration of our 10th year, students paraded under the theme, Decade. We continue to be amazed at the creative ways students select and portray their words through costume. Once again, Tito Colley closed the parade with this showstopper.
Tonight, we are going to do something very special. Tonight, we are going to officially launch the 10th year anniversary celebrations for Genesis Academy.
After years of planning, we have introduced radio production technology to our high school electives. We were guided in the setup of our studio by Mr. Eric Ward, who is assisted by Mr. Drew Roberts, two of the industry's best. Genesis participated for the first time in the National Spelling Bee competition. We gave a strong performance, but we did not make it to the finals this time. The top 3 elementary performers at Genesis Academy, Israel Edgecombe, Jared Forbes, and Rebecca Roberts, were each considered for Student of the Year. We congratulate Jared Forbes, our second runner-up, Israel Edgecombe, our first runner-up, and the 2016 Genesis Student of the Year, Rebecca Roberts. Rebecca went on to represent Genesis in the Bahamas Primary School Student of the Year Awards. Rebecca placed 12 out of the 110 participants from throughout the Bahamas. For her efforts, she was awarded a $2,000 prize from the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. Rebecca is the 4th representative of Genesis in the competition, and you may be pleased to know that we have always finished among the top 10%. The entire school joined in celebrating her achievement in a special service of Thanksgiving. Christian character and service is a prominent feature of a Genesis education. This year, our patron of the award, Dr. Rex Major, selected Dr. Willamay Miller as our 2016 awardee. Dr. Miller is the Director of Child Evangelism Bahamas and is a true pioneer of mass evangelism aimed at reaching children. Our Christmas program was very well received, and the reason for the season was excellently communicated through song, dance, and truly thought-provoking skits. On Easter Sunday, the choir joined Dr. Rex Major at Atlantis and performed before some 500 plus guests of the resort in a special Easter sunrise service.
Happy Easter. Can't tell you how much we enjoyed the services this morning. The children's choir was wonderful and the dancers absolutely wonderful. And we were happy to enjoy Easter together.
In late September 2015, Hurricane Joaquin formed in the warm waters of the southern Bahamas and settled over the islands, bringing much destruction in its path. I was proud to see the immediate response and the coordinated efforts of the staff, students, and parents of Genesis to provide relief to those places ravaged by the storm. Mr. Demante Major, a friend of the school, secured a large trailer, and immediately the effort began to fill it with bottled water, non-perishable food, clothes, building supplies, and other needed materials and goods. Genesis became a drop-off point for persons from the public desiring to donate. I was amazed by how expertly our students organized to get the trailer packed and shipped off to those in need. Under the direction of new president, Mrs. Felicia Bazard, the PTA was very active in the social life of Genesis. Movie night was placed on the social docket once again, and it is always fun eating popcorn, delicious burgers, and hot dogs, and other movie foods under a moonlit sky. Moviegoers attended in their pajamas, which only added to the excitement. The PTA also sponsored a number of in-house social building activities, such as Pajama Fashion Disaster Day. But for the first time in Genesis's history, a fundraising scavenger hunt was conducted. After all the treasures were counted, Team Kindergarten, led by our Kimberly Turnquest, took home the top prize. The PTA sponsored its first high school dance at the very cool J-Line Studios. The dance was a big hit with students and parents, and an important opportunity for our students to practice social skills outside of the classroom. There was an outpouring of love and expressions of gratitude for our teachers during Teachers Appreciation Week. The week ended with this grand expression of appreciation for our teachers. Never has pizza been so well received. I think it was the dough. 3, 4, 5, 8. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Okay, now I want to say to you, next year it is my goal that we could put double or triple the amount of money in your boxes. The final event on our social calendar was the PTA's second annual jerkout. Hundreds of ticket holders arrived early to collect their lunches. They were not disappointed because John Gomez and his elite team of grill masters, all employees of Cable Bahamas, did not disappoint in the delivery of the tastiest jerk pork, chicken, and fried fish. Mr. Gomez and his team has established themselves as the stars of this event, and we are truly grateful for their dedication to making the day special. Also making the day special was the hard-working members of the PTA, our parents, our teachers, and all who spent most of that day making sure that everything went smoothly and that everyone had a satisfying afternoon. We were fascinated by a particular couple working at the corn preparation table because exactly 3 years ago, another couple worked preparing corn, and within months, they were married. I'm just saying, be careful how you mingle corn and dating at Genesis. I'm just saying, I'll keep you updated. When it comes to sports, Genesis is still a work in progress. We are proud to see the return of the G-Force basketball. This year, we entered 2 teams in the Independent Primary School League. We are also very proud of the outstanding accomplishments of many of our students on a national level in sports. 2 of our students medaled in the recently held Caribbean Games in Barbados. Taro Sayers swam his way into the history as a member of our boys under-18 silver medal winners. Joshua Knowles received the gold medal as the best water polo goalie in the games. For their very special accomplishments, Genesis held a Taro and Joshua Day. Genesis entered the Scholastic League, a new independent school league, and performed extremely well. Word on the street is that we dominated the meet, but I can't say that because we do not encourage bragging at Genesis. We thank all of our staff and parents who were available to give support to our team. This year's inter-house competitions was the most competitive to date. Was so competitive that only a few points separated the winning team and second place finisher. Alpha House returned as cheerleaders winners for the first time in 2 years. The inter-house face-off began with the preschool sports day. Theirs was a mixture of sports and academics, as all of the events featured a working knowledge of colors, shapes, letters, and numbers. Parents came out in full support, and the boys and girls were thrilled to perform for such an adoring audience. At the elementary and high school sports day, Omega, having lost the pep rally cheer-off, was determined to regain the crown this sports day. This year's meet was our biggest, most competitive, and most exciting to date. It was a close and vigorously fought battle. At the end of the day, Omega emerged as the overall sports champions. Genesis has grown, and time does not allow me to tell you the marvelous ways God has blessed us during this school year. However, you can get a copy of the full video of this year at Genesis. We want to tell you much more about the moving classroom adventures in Europe, our National Sports Day heroes, our celebrated choir, and so much more of the social, Christian development, sports, and academics. We started on this journey 10 years ago, and little did we know that God would build Genesis so fast and so sturdy. I could not end this presentation without acknowledging Miss Beryl Knowles, who started this journey with me and who has remained faithful by my side, giving expert advice, kind encouragement, constructive criticism, but most of all, warm, loving, and loyal support. I thank our administrative staff and teachers for the exceptional effort you make every day to educate and build character in our students. Parents, I thank you for trusting us with your children. We beg for your continued support because our success is linked directly to your cooperation with us. I wish to thank Herbert and Marjorie Trico, who are unable to be here because of health challenges. The Tricos were the first human agents to believe in the Genesis dream, and they planted the first financial seeds to secure the dream. My parents believed in my dream, as I believe each of you parents have a dream for your children. I admonish you, keep dreaming, keep training, keep praying, keep sacrificing for your children. Genesis is here first because God granted us grace. I truly believe He has smiled on our vision. And as His word says, if God is for us, who can be against us? Secondly, Genesis is here because Herbert and Marjorie Trico, and my parents, never stopped believing in me and my dream. They never stopped believing that their investment would result in a school like Genesis, where great minds begin.